Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of Lahore's Lounge. I'm your host and MC, Miss Jessica Lahore. And today in herstory, Lauren Boebert gets kicked out of Beetlejuice the Musical for causing a disruption. More like fondling her and her partner. What's up with that? But drag queens are the problem. Am I right? Enough about her. This week on Lahore's Lounge, I'm super excited to bring in local celebrity and 9 News anchor Jordan Chavez into the Lahore's Lounge. So, everybody, grab a drink, take a seat, and buckle on up as we welcome Jordan Chavez into the Lahore's Lounge. Oh my goodness, everybody, we are back with Lahore's Lounge. I'm really excited because I have Jordan Chavez here.
Hello, thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. Jordan, it is a pleasure to have you. We talked about it a little bit before, but I've been very nervous because you interview people all the time.
Well, and I'm nervous because I'm always on the question. I ask the questions. And in fact, when we met, it was me asking you the questions. Yeah.
It was. And so I feel like this is kind of a mini full circle moment with so much more to expect in the future. But I have some really cool questions to ask you, and I'm excited to get to know you a little bit better. Thanks for taking the time to join me.
Of course. Yeah. And I was just telling Jessica that my therapist and I are working on being my authentic self through and through. So you're getting the unfiltered everything version.
Okay, let's get into it. Then we'll take it.
Which, to be fair, you get that on 9 News mornings, Monday through Friday too. Because again, it's that's my shameless plug.
See, it's gonna be many plugs though. Authentic and unapologetic. That's gonna be the theme of this entire lounge. I love that. Jordan, I want to start off before we get to know. We know that you're the 9 News anchor Monday through Friday, and that's the highlight of like where you are right now in your career. But I want to know what your first job was before you even got into journalism or any kind of reporting.
Yeah, I was a gymnastics coach. So I was a gymnast a good chunk of my life in my youth. And so it was just kind of an easy transition. That was kind of my starting at 15. You know, you had to bring in some kind of spending money. You know, mom and dad weren't going to buy you things anymore. They're trying to teach me responsibility. And so that was just a natural progression. And I don't, like, it was so weird. I was in charge of handling teams. Like, I would be the one to open the gym. I didn't even have my driver's license yet. And, like, you know, like, and I'd have to open the gym. Yeah, like, I would train the competition team, but I loved it. I loved it so much.
So how did that transition into journalism and doing field reporting, and how did you get there?
I think, you know, it's a lot of leadership, right? And it's a lot of communication too, specifically working with younger kids. You have to kind of learn different communication style. But actually, that's not really where journalism came from, other than it kind of got me interested in sports journalism, although I never really went into sports journalism. But I did the yearbook and newspaper at my high school. And actually in the 7th grade was when I decided I wanted to be a journalist. And I think mostly it's just because I was a very nosy person. And I liked it, and I kind of like the gossip and everything. Okay. And that's really all journalism is, right? It's like my job to get in there, get the information, and then
I have to
tell
believe
people
you.
about it.
I'm watching you, so I have to believe whatever you're saying too. And the telephone stops there, whether your facts are true or not. And hopefully they are. That's the idea of it.
It's a lot of responsibility.
It's your responsibility.
I will say we do the work to make sure that it is true. And let's say something gets wrong, because we get our information from sources, right? So let's say something wasn't exactly what we were told it was. It's our responsibility to be transparent and come on the air and say, excuse me, sorry about that. Yeah, exactly.
The only person that can't get away with that is probably the weather person, because it's too late for you if you predict the wrong shit.
It's true, and they get called out so much. And I do have to say, the meteorologists are actually really good at their jobs. I would say, are way more often they are right about the weather than they are wrong. But the few times that they are wrong, people really hold on to that.
Well, and you become such a face that people look forward to seeing to every day. Like, they turn you on, they listen to you and what you have to say. And we talked about it a little bit before this, but you have to balance this persona being what everyone sees mixed in with your personal life. Yeah. What does that balance look like?
Well, it's really interesting because I try to make sure there's not a balance anymore, right? I want whoever you see on air to be who you're going to run into at the grocery store, to be who you're going to run into just anywhere in the community. If you're going to see me at Trax or Triangle or X Bar or anything like that, you're going to see me that same way, come, 4:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's what you're going to get.
And that's got to be easier for you because you're not necessarily thinking about the people you're around or the spaces that you're in, because you're just what we talked about, authentically you the entire time. Like what they see is what they're going to get.
Yeah, and it's really hard because you have a wide range of an audience, right? You have your younger 20-somethings that watch the news, which is crazy. They do watch the news. We hear from them. And then you have, people who are well into their older years as well that watch. And so you have many generations that are all watching. And, I really felt it was my job to cater to everybody. And now I've learned it's just my job to really do what I do, to the best of my ability. And you like it or you don't. Right?
That's it. That's completely it. And people are receptive to that. And the people that aren't, it kind of makes room for people to experience who you are.
Yeah, and I've learned that, especially in today's day and age, people don't want perfection. People want to know that you're a human. If you're going to be telling them the news and about the world, they want to know that you live in the world as well. So the more honest I am, the more I tell you, like, oh my gosh, you guys, let me tell you this really dumb thing I did. Like, they like that because, like, I've done that same silly thing.
Has your honesty ever gotten you in trouble for saying too much on the air?
I definitely have been told sometimes to scale it back. I think. And
how do you handle that?
I think there's a lesson. Honestly, usually before I'm told to scale it back, I know I need to scale it back. Well, I think it is a little bit of that balance of, you want to be a human, but you don't want to be so silly that people can never take you seriously, right? Because you are the person that they rely on for big news. And should you have to cut in with something breaking and that's heavy hitting within the community, you don't want them to be like, well, this guy's never serious. You want them to be, oh, this guy's a trusted voice. And so I think of it kind of, it's almost like I want to be like that best friend, or I want to be that person that you love to run into at the bar or the club, that they're very knowledgeable and up to date on what's happening in your community. They can make you laugh, but also, like, if they tell you something's happening, you believe them because they've been right so many times.
It's that trust, that rapport that you're building with people. They do look to you.
And it's such a privilege for people to allow us into their home so early in the morning. You think about that. We are in such intimate spaces with people. Like, people are watching whether they're in bed, they're in their robe, they're in their bathtub, wherever they are. Like, they're letting you into your lives, and that's such a huge responsibility because they are truly opening themselves up to you. And I think it's my responsibility to open myself up to them too.
Well, and on the flip side, you are opening up, but you, in a very vulnerable way, are open to not only the people that love you, but the haters or any kind of backlash as well. Yeah. Do you get any kind of negative kind of feedback from people just simply for existing as
Oh my gosh, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the times, more often than not, it's what we're wearing that people take issue with.
Really?
Which honestly, we say if all they're complaining about is my tie, which actually right now it's that my co-anchor and I, for us, we like a pop of color and we kind of like a clean look. So we do coordinate our colors. So for instance, my co-anchor wore a green dress on air this morning and I wore a green tie that like an emerald green that matched it and everything. And for us, it's just a clean, neat look, but also it gives us something kind of fun. Like, we're telling you, we were sifting through unfiltered, hard headlines to make sure that we can give you accurate information. We do this for us. This is kind of just something we like to do. And I would say 85% of the viewers really like it. 15% of the people don't. And you know who you never hear from? The 85%, but you know who you always hear from? The 15%.
They hate every little thing.
That don't. Yeah, and for us, as long as our boss, the people that like sign our paychecks are okay with it, we're okay with it, and we're going to keep doing that. But for so long, I mean, people, they will just write in and say sometimes the worst things to you. So actually, one of my best friends, Kylie Burse, and I, years ago, we decided we were going to combat that in society with the opposite. We weren't necessarily going to spend our time with the haters. We were going to put positive energy out there, right? So it's kind of like, think if you are out at a restaurant or something and you see somebody and you really like their necklace or their shirt or their shoes, whatever it is, if you don't go over there and tell them you like that, it's bad karma on you. That's That's our rule. That's our thing.
It's like a chain effect too. You tell that person a compliment, they might feel good enough to tell somebody else.
And what's the worst that could happen? They think you're a weirdo that like came up and did that. You know, but it almost never happens that way too. And I can't tell you how many friends I have made from that process. Yeah, it's a great icebreaker. Like, people love to be told great things about themselves.
And sometimes you connect on something. It still baffles me that you have so many comments about your clothes and your wardrobe out of anything else and whatnot. I think that's wild to me.
It doesn't matter who you are. Walter Cronkite probably got like hate mail too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, every single person gets some degree of hate from somebody. You're never going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay, because I don't really like tea that much. Like, you know, I'm a coffee person. My advice for handling the haters stems from something my mom told me years and years ago when I first started my few pieces of hate mail, because I would really spiral on them. Like, I just fixate on what these few people.
I feel like you try not to sometimes, but then you read certain things.
You never want to be that person, but we're humans, and you know, we've got souls, we've got hearts.
More internally than you put off sometimes.
It does, exactly. And, you know, but my mom would always tell me really nice things. And she's a very honest person. She would tell me when I need to correct something. She would tell me when something didn't go well. But she always said, I really think you're doing what you're meant to do. I really think, like, journalism, as you're calling, you are so well-spoken. Your information was so well researched. But for some reason, I wasn't really leaning into what she was saying. I was leaning into what these haters were saying. And she finally like stopped me and she said, I need you to know that really hurts my feelings, that you are giving so much energy and attention to these people that they don't, you know, they're telling you terrible things, but you're giving me no attention and I'm supporting you. Wow. And that changed like how I think about things, you know. I'm not going to give the haters any of my attention or my effort. I'm always going to be open-minded, because I think sometimes they do have a point.
To be so upfront about it like your mom was, the perspective of just saying like, why aren't you listening to what I have to say? Someone that cares about you has been there for you forever, 100%. And you're not listening to any of it. You're choosing not to listen to it.
Or just in general, the people that are choosing to pour positivity and love into you, why aren't you going to give that back to them? Why are you going to turn around and give this energy to people who don't like you? Like, you know, like that's not a fair trade. You're going to work more on the people that don't like you than you're going to work on the people that accept you fully and embrace you and want you to do well.
The wasted energy of how much you put into hurting somebody or ruining someone's day or doing something to make someone feel worse about themselves baffles me with the same energy you could do to better your day, better yourself, better your community.
And what I've learned through years of therapy and, you know, just lived experiences, that always says so much more about that person than it says about you. When people give you criticism, unless it's constructive, because we always keep an open mind, and if we truly need to correct, we're going to correct. We're going to take that feedback and do something with it. But when it's just something you can't do, like, I hate your tie, oh my gosh, this is ugly about you, why, you know, like your existence, you know, anything like that, you don't you like, you know, like, sorry to you. I remember one time I got an email, and I have this suit that I love. It's a plaid suit, and to be honest, it is a winter suit. But I was wearing it like kind of spring into the summer type of time, and I got an email from this guy that said, I really hope today I would turn on the TV and you weren't wearing that, you know, winter coat again. And I remember I emailed him back and I just said, sorry, Phil, better luck tomorrow. Like, you know, like what are you?
You picked the wrong day to watch that.
Yeah, sorry, like, sorry, I don't know. You know, and that's kind of typically my response. And I do respond to every mean piece of email, and I don't respond rudely either. Like, I think that's really key. But I don't think people realize that there's a human behind that email. I think they're typing into the void.
Like it's like a Yelp review or something like just going to sit there and nobody's going to read it, but it actually goes to people.
It goes to people, and I want them to know when to me, and then I want them to know, one, you didn't ruin my day. If that was your intention, you didn't ruin my day. And two, I'm wishing you well. Like, you know.
Kill them with kindness.
Well, and you know what? I would tell you, like, 80% of the time it's worked. Like, they have responded a lot of times with apologies, saying, I am so sorry. You know, I was having a bad day, or I'm so sorry, you know, like,
come for you.
Maybe, yeah. But it's true, because, again, we're sometimes the first faces that people see of the day. So
I woke up pissed and I saw you.
Yes,
so I was pissed at you.
Which I get that. Sometimes I wake up on the wrong side of the bed too. Like, I get it. My alarm goes up at 2:30 in the morning. Like, I get it.
Oh my God, 2:30 in the morning. Yeah. You have the most intense week. I can't even imagine, from your restrictive schedule, like when you have to be on air to what you do in your day. What does a week look like for you?
You know, so obviously, like I said, my alarm goes off about 2:30. I'm at work by 3. We have meetings meetings starting at 3 a.m. or 3:30 in the morning, and that's kind of where we meet with our executive producer and our producing team and our field crews, and we go through the rundown of the morning, you know, and what stories we need to cover, what happened overnight, what we're really focusing on, prepping interviews, kind of reading through scripts and checking for accuracies. And doing all the prep work that goes into the show. Then by 4:30, my co-anchor and I, and then our meteorologist, Ed Green, we are on air at 4:30 until 9 a.m. And it's live TV. So we're going and we're covering everything from the hard-hitting news of the day to, you know, Miley Cyrus's new album, you know, and personally, I love that. I love, because I think that's very much who I am. I'm somebody that if you want to sit here and talk foreign policy, let's do it. I love that. But you want to sit here and talk about like how great Taylor Swift's tour, which by the way,
I heard you're a Swiftie.
I'm a huge Swiftie.
Yes,
yeah, I love
this.
I am a spectrum of music, but Taylor Swift is very high up on my list for me. But so my morning is filled with all that, and then I work till about 11. So from 9 to 11, I'm prepping future stories, or I'm in meetings, or I'm responding to emails and setting up interviews, you know, just kind of getting ready for the next several days or the next few weeks out, just depending on what that calls for. Then I have to meal prep. Because I don't want to go home and cook lunch right away. I'm so tired.
Ready to go.
But I have to go and I got to check on the dogs and I got to let them out. And then I go and I have to get my workout in. You know, and I think it's so important for me to be regimented with my job and with my schedule.
Right? We're just talking about routine and how important it is. And when I'm off my routine, it throws off my week, my days sometimes.
Truly. And the funny thing is, I think I'm better with routine as fall approaches, because when the summer happens, it's just haywire.
Oh, because there's so much to do, and
there's
so much
to
to
do.
Like, oh, I can break my routine this one
exactly.
time. I shouldn't have done that.
Or like people are just willing to do more. People are like, hey, let's meet up Postino. I'm like, great, like let's do it. Who needs to work out today? Let's do that. Yeah. And so then typically by like 5. I'm back at home, and either I'm prepping dinner or I'm waiting for my partner to get home and cook for me. And so he gets home about 5:30 or so, and we have dinner together and spend the next couple of hours, and then it's bedtime.
Yeah. And so that just leaves the weekends. What are some things that you do for fun outside of your busy work week?
You know, I think my weeks are so, you know, regimented and reserved that I leave my weekends pretty open-ended. So it's my chance to catch up with friends, to go have a drink. I'm a big hiker. I'm a big skier. So when the snow starts to fall, I will be on the slopes like every weekend. That's my thing. I love to travel. I like to get away too. So I'm always looking for
an excuse.
An excuse to fly somewhere and get out of town. I'm like a packer. Like, you know, like if I can just like shove everything and just go, like, let's make it happen.
I love that.
Yeah.
Kind of adventurous and spontaneous too.
Well, yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. It's because I think it's because I have to be so regimented that's how I decompress. That makes me feel like I'm not in it, right? Like when I can throw the schedule out the window, when I can sleep in.
And you need it. You need to have that a little bit of escape, even if it's just your weekends, away from work, away from being on that routine.
I think especially in journalism, right? It's so important that we have an outlet to decompress in, because I mean, we wake up in it, we go to bed thinking about it. I mean, news happens 24/7. It doesn't care that we're on vacation. It doesn't care that we have a day off, that we're sleeping, you know, that we're on a date, or, you know, whatever it may be. I think it consumes so much of our lives that any chance you can have to disconnect, to decompress, like that's really, we're doing it for our jobs, right? So that we can come back fully recharged and give everybody at home the best of ourselves, the best information they can get.
Wow, that kind of gave me chills at the end. I like your perception of your job and the way that you put your heart and your mind into it, and you're very aware of the people that are watching just as much as you're aware of how you are influencing others.
I think that connection is just everything, right? Like, I mean, you do it too, right? In your
very
job,
different ways, though.
But is it? You know what I mean? Like, we're doing different things, but like, at the end of the day, it's all about making people feel valuable and feel valued, you know? And like, I think we're both trying to set people up for success. You know, you're trying to give them happiness so they can go on, you know, out and do what they need to do to pump more positivity into the world. And I tell everybody, it's my job to prepare you for your day the best I can, whether that means I'm giving you information you need to prepare for your day, or I'm waking you up in a good mood so that you can get to the office and you're ready to rock and roll.
I really like that. In some ways, they do transfer over, I guess, to what I do as well. But, but to very smaller audiences. Oh my God. Oh my God, very smaller audiences.
I don't think that's true.
If people
at all.
don't like the way I wake them up, I can tell them right there at the show to fuck off. And that's very different than your job. You can't quite do that and be like, oh, sorry, you didn't like my report today. Fuck you.
No, that's typically where we reply in the better luck tomorrow. That's what that email actually means.
Thank you so much for your feedback today.
Yeah, exactly.
Jordan, I have one more question for you before we continue with the show, and I've asked every person that I've had on Lahor's Lounge this question. You were born and raised in NOLA, or born in NOLA.
I was born in New
Texas,
Orleans, raised in Texas. Amarillo, Texas.
What was baby Jordan like?
Oh my God.
What was like little Jordan like growing up?
You know, I was so blessed. I had such a happy childhood. I lived on a street where all the kids were, and we were outside all the time. Like, we didn't sit in front of a TV. We didn't sit there playing games or anything. And I think I was so just carefree. And I think that child still lives in me. But I remember in the 6th grade, it was very different. So a lot of different things happened. You know, we found out my dad was having affairs, my grandpa passed away, and then also it's just middle school and people are rude. Like, you know, that's when you really start discovering bullies. And it was Texas, right? And that was the first time I think I started getting bullied for, you know, for being gay. Whether I knew it or not about myself, I think that's when I realized, I mean, I didn't have, they are so mean, and I didn't have very many friends my 6th grade year. I went from having so many friends in elementary school, and then you start middle school, and it was kind of that Mean Girls moment where she's eating lunch in the bathroom by herself. I would go eat lunch with my English teacher, like in her classroom, and which was great though. Like, it benefited me in the end, right? Like, now, like, English is like what I do. It taught me how to communicate. But I was so lonely, and that really changed how I operated and how I looked at life. And I would have done anything to fit in. And I think I started to adjust myself, and I started to changed so much about me that I really lost myself throughout middle school, throughout high school, throughout college, throughout my early 20s, especially as I started a job in TV. You know, when I started in Denver, the hardest, you know, piece of guidance I was given was just be yourself. Because that sounds so easy, right? It's like, just be yourself, and it's supposed to be comforting. But when you don't know who you are,
like, yeah, sure, I can do that, but
you start to think, well, who am I? You know, and I think, like, every single person has that moment where they have to ask themselves that question. I think it specifically resonates, though, for people within the LGBTQ plus community, right? I mean, because we spent so much of our lives doing our best to camouflage. We didn't want to be noticed. We didn't want to be bullied. We didn't want to be picked on.
The world restricts you from wanting to know what that's like anyways.
And
so how are you supposed to learn that for yourself?
Yes,
and the ways you learn may not be the healthiest
And
ways.
I think about this so much. I think about that. One, if I could have been like the person I have discovered me to be, one, right, like, you just learn something. Like, hindsight is, you know, it's 2020. Yeah. But I really hate that for myself, because I didn't allow myself to live. Like, you know, I don't even know if some of the interests I have anymore are authentic, or if they were things I trained myself to like. And now I'm like, I've just picked them up and I think I like them still, right? Okay. And that's kind of what I'm going through now, even in my 30s. I'm like, okay, do I really like this or do I not really like this? You know, or is there something I didn't think I liked or didn't allow myself to like that I do like, you know?
You're almost reprogramming your brain to really think about inside who you are, not what you grew up with, not what's influenced or, but who you are.
That's why my therapist and I are working on living authentically. Look at that. You're getting a free therapy session right here. If you want to talk about mental health, we can do this all day long. I'm your person to talk to. Let's go get coffee, or let's get like, you know, a drink or something. I'm about to say, let's get some wine.
I really think that it's interesting to hear that was your growing up, and to see where you are now, so vibrant and bubbly, and we all get to a place, but it's also so weird in 2023 that kids are just as mean as they have been.
And you know what? The people I was trying to impress back then, that like I did end up becoming friends with, I was never really friends with them, right? Like, I don't talk to any of them nowadays, and I look back and I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have been friends with like the theater kids. They seem cool.
Yeah,
like, you
we
know,
were
right?
cool.
Or like, oh, we're theater kids. And I wish so badly I would have been a theater kid. Like, you know, I think I made myself do things that weren't me, and that ultimately robbed me of some of the joy that I could have had. I think it robbed me of some interests. Like I'm just now getting into theater, and I really love it. And I've always been told I was theatrical, so I think I could have crushed it on stage. I can't sing. Can you sing?
I can sing for myself.
Okay.
Very lovely for myself.
I can't even do that. Like even the voices in my head tell me to stop.
But I'm not the best at it, but I'm not the worst at it.
Yeah, but so actually we didn't get to have, so I graduated in 2010 from high school, so my reunion was stifled by COVID. So I really am looking forward to my 20-year reunion, not to see the people that I thought were my friends, to see the people that I wanted to be my friends, that I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have hung out with you. You seem so cool.
I didn't even think about the reunions. Mine was during COVID too.
Yeah. Okay, so 2010 as well.
2011.
2011.
So
Oh, that's right. I forget COVID was 3 years ago. I felt like
3 years ago. Oh man. Thank you for opening up and telling me a little bit about you growing up. I love that.
Yeah.
On a different note, we're gonna move on with the show.
Also, that's really great questions. Look at you. Look at you.
We're doing shit.
Journalism.
This next segment of the show is a game. It's an interactive game for your mind. Okay. And obviously, with your job, you have to read so many scripts on a teleprompter. Am I right?
Yeah.
So we're going to play a game called Teleprompter. Okay. Teleprompter.
Okay.
We have this TV set up, and we have 3 rounds, okay? Right. We searched difficult, medium, and easy teleprompter things. Okay. Each of us for the first round are going to have 30 seconds to read to the best of our ability the teleprompter that's in front of us. We'll go back and forth. The second round...
You have a teleprompter in front of us.
The second one is a medium round of words and speed, and we have 45 seconds. Okay. And then the last round, we have a minute. It's very difficult, and there's a twist.
Okay.
So we will get that, okay? We're going to start with the easy round. We'll switch off. So for the first round, I'll have you go first. Second round, I'll go first. And then I'll have you go first for the third round. Okay. This is teleprompter. You're going to read to the best of your ability the easy... And I haven't seen these either. Okay, so I have no idea. This is free game for me.
We're in the same boat.
Yes, I've not seen any of these.
Well, and your specialty is like ad lib, right? Like, I mean, you're technically just off the cuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's not really good to do when you're
No, that's such a skill. You know, when I was interning in Austin, they would make us go down and work with the weather department because the weather is entirely, they don't read anything. You know, they have their scientific facts in their head and they have their data kind of in front of them in slides, but they're kind of just going. And so they made us do that because in the field, you're blind out there. Yeah. You know, you don't have a teleprompter, you don't have a monitor to see yourself. You go. So it is a good skill. Yeah, it's a good skill to have.
Well, I learned something from watching you. Yeah, my journalism would be probably the late night PG-13 to X-rated. You should not have your kids watch me.
Journalism comes in all forms.
Yeah.
Adult Swim.
I always tell people, like, we need to have, like, 9 News After Dark or something. Like, you know what I mean? Where we can give you
the real dirt. Here's Lauren Boebert's full video.
Okay.
Just go whenever.
Tell us
I'm going to tell you when to go.
You're going to tell me. Okay. Yeah. I'm over here trying to take control.
I don't know when we're starting either.
Ready?
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Today we use smartphones and tablets as quick access to what's going on in the world. On screen, it's easy to just press the arrow and watch. People want to watch the video content, but business and trade news is not always available in this format. Balls 2 News allows companies to record video clips to use an online press on their website, blogs, email marketing, and social media. It gives businesses a way to film on a regular basis to create ongoing content to use in their marketing. Businesses can sign up to Balls 2 News as a standalone service or as part of a package. And okay.
That was really good.
That was good?
Balls 2. I didn't expect that either when it was read out.
Because you've never seen these.
No.
Okay.
That was really great. You should you fall in. You just immediately into like your voice.
My Katie Couric vibe.
You're like so ready for it. This is beginning. Okay, here we go. Welcome to the latest Big Ant Beginners teleprompter practice. Wow, mine is not as fun as yours. If these help you, please like and subscribe. In this slower... Oh, you're skipping it.
Yeah, I skipped it because.
Oh, is this the instructions?
Yeah, I think that was like just the.
But you were reading them so well.
Thank you for blowing up that print though, because my eyesight is terrible.
So a secret though that we have at 9 News is we actually run our own prompters.
Do you really?
So we have a foot pedal under the desk. It looks just like a gas pedal, and so we're running it on our own, so we can read at our own speed, our own tempo.
That is the coolest thing. I didn't even know.
Yeah. So not every station is like that. Some people have somebody that runs their prompter. Some people have a hand prompter that they like twist a little knob and it goes. But we have, it looks like, like a gas pedal. And so we do
That's
that.
Really
and we
cool.
hit it. Yeah.
Can you back it up too?
Yeah, there's a little button next to it and you hit it and it backs up.
That is really smart and I had no idea.
So it is. So I will say this is harder because we're not running it ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the last one's real fast.
Ready?
Yes. Okay. Right here?
Yep.
Furthermore, if you think of a script as music, think about the phrasing or the melody of the script. This is why you must try to read it before going live, because you don't want to be concentrating on individual words. What you want to do is to impose a melodic flow through the script to give shape and emphasis. Volume changes, speed changes, and voice modulation all give the listener or viewer an understanding of where the importance and what to focus on. I missed 2 words. I missed 2 words. Okay, that was a nice little easy one.
Okay, no, but I think that was harder because it was moved a little bit slower, right?
It moved slower because my words were much bigger than yours.
The trick to reading, I feel like, is when you can do it more conversational, right? Because then it flows easy.
I don't know how it is on your side, but if the camera is in the way of a small word, I don't get to see it in time. That's why I waited to say live so slowly. Okay, I'll go first for this one. This is round number 2, 45 seconds. These are medium level teleprompters. A world exclusive, the new smartwatch from Gonzo Technologies, the M1. Gonzo contracted us promising a revolutionary approach to smartwatch technology, and I have to say they didn't disappoint. The body of this watch is crafted from a single piece of space-age alloy. This means it's waterproof, shockproof, unaffected by magnetism or radiation, and looks pretty sweet, too. Gonzo Tech are also concerned about our impact on the environment, so they created the strap out of the partially decayed manatee placenta. This creates a streaky, semi-translucent band that I believe is the first of its kind to also feature a distinct and subtle aroma. Gonzo offers several options of band. Ooh,
isn't it funny though how you know a word, but when it comes out to you like that,
I haven't said manatee or placenta in a very long time.
But aroma, you know what I mean?
Aroma.
Well, but that happens. It's so crazy, how you know a word and then you see it presented to you like that, and you're like,
I don't know what word this is.
What?
Okay, this is your turn.
Okay.
Medium level. Let's see what you got.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I hope you get placenta too.
Manatee placenta.
Ready?
Tonight's breaking story concerns the link between aggressive behavior and the decreased availability of scented tissues in your supermarkets today. Studies across the globe have all come to the same conclusion. It's not possible to ride a bicycle and cook an omelet at the same time. Who knew, right? Well, what that has to do with our story is a mystery to us, and I suspect to our viewers tonight. But you can't argue with the science and with the audience. We can't see you. So now we've got the culinary impossibility of bipedal omelet creation out of the way. Let's see if we can apply this new knowledge to the aggressive scented tissue crisis, henceforth referred to as the AST crisis, for the sake of our sanity.
Oh, that was good.
Was that good?
That was really good. You're like, not the audience. They're not watching.
The key is to throw a little ad-lib words in there to give you time to catch up.
That's what heard that. I was like, see, you can ad-lib too. Okay, so this last one is the hard round, but we're going to make it even harder, okay? On this wheel are a wheel of accents, okay? We have Valley Girl, Super Mario, a surfer dude, a Karen, Valley Girl, a white girl, Dracula, I think that's it.
Okay, I really regret saying I think I would have crushed theater at this moment.
So you're going to spin this, and you have to do the teleprompter in your best accent.
Okay, this is about to get really offensive on my part.
None of them are
offensive to vampires everywhere. Okay, what do I spin it?
I think it works that way.
Oh, press the middle.
Oh, press the middle.
Okay.
Sorry.
We tried to make it more. We tried to make it more high tech.
A white girl.
Oh no, but I feel like that's kind of how I talk already.
Okay, well let's try the different one.
I mean, Katie Couric was my inspiration growing up, y'all.
Spin it again. Let's see what we get.
Okay.
I don't really know. I'm a white girl too. How about a valley girl?
A Valley Girl. Okay, I'm going to do
This
Cher
hard one
Horowitz.
as a valley girl.
Clueless being one of my favorite movies is coming in handy right now. Okay, gosh.
Ready?
Yeah.
His mystical yet majestical, meek, and moody married mountain maiden called Miriam madly wore the freshly minted magical malt, maize, and mole mesh mutton mitten made by Mad Mountain militiaman Major Mark Max Monk. Well, now Miriam, whilst moody, meek, and majestic, was amazed by the masterful minting of the mesh mutton mitten muse on morphing the magical mutton mitten into a moist and muddy, meaty maple metal to be awarded to manly yet meek mortal mogul mentors. The manly yet meek mortal mogul mentors took up the mighty mantle meticulously and modestly melted, then milled the moist and muddy meaty maple metal into masses of mid-sized mixed mundane metric money. A mort of 1,000,000 migrant micro mice maneuvered and merged most of the money into, I don't think it's Valley Girl anymore, to a messy yet modest round mound that weighed a pound, from which the metric.
Oh my God!
And need I remind you, it does not say RSVP on the Statue of Liberty.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
That wasn't Valley Girl at all.
It started that way, and then I was just keeping up with the ends.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh.
That one was tongue twister.
Was it? Okay, it felt like it.
That was really good. Oh god, Dracula. Oh.
Oh, see, I feel like I could have done it a little bit that way.
Okay, I gotta read this. That's Dracula.
That's gonna be hard if you have the D's, right?
It is gonna be hard with any of the letters. Okay, let's see.
Oh shit, sorry.
For this teleprompter practice, we will be suspending our sense of self. Reality and time will be developing into the world of hallucinogenic chemicals, and one in particular known as LSD or lyserine acid deoxyribonucleic. Why is it doing that? Some of you streetwise YouTubers are already be familiar. What is happening?
Okay.
That is also referred to an acid
So what everybody can't see is
blabber.
your script is like spinning
Those of you,
around.
I might as well be taking on this class. School schedule drug, you know the initial effects, including the feeling excited and energized. The big problem with it, I sound Italian, and is there is no definite restriction. It may be real incredible. I don't know why I have to do this. Experience depression. People, conditions should be wary of the cause of blood pressure too. There are some unhelpful combinations of effects to imagine for a moment. You are a vulnerable female alone in a bar and someone slipped you some LSD. LSD increases your emotional and empathy and feelings. That was like Italian Dracula.
But to be fair, yours was way harder than
that
mine because
was like 4D. There was
this was like if somebody
God level.
this was like if somebody just discovered word art for their first time and they were using every little bit of it and transitions and star
I
wipes.
didn't see that coming. I might as well have been on LSD for this one. That was in teleprompter. Thank you so much for playing that one. You're very, very good. I mean, as you should be, but that is very, very difficult with all them.
I don't know if I could do it with blinking and spinning.
See, we'll try that for your next live show and see how it goes.
I'm like, why is the teleprompter doing this? Oh, Jessica LaHorre must be in the building.
I'm in here. It'd be like in Bruce Almighty.
You and his yeah.
Okay, so this next segment of the show we like to call Let's Have a Jess Talk. So we have a crap ton of topics that we have put into this month, or this episode is Easter eggs.
Okay.
So they can be anything from serious to funny topics, and we're just going to have a conversation about them to the best of our ability. When we think we're done, we'll go on to the next one. We're going to do 3. You pull 2, I pull 1.
Okay, I can grab any of them?
Any of them.
Okay.
Anyone that sounds good, you can start
I like
off
this
with.
hot pink one. This seems
Okay,
fun.
what's in there?
Okay. Alrighty. It's like a fortune cookie. I like this. Core memories.
Oh man, that's such a big topic. Core memories. Okay, anything goes.
Like from any part, like any core memory.
I feel like that's so broad. I feel like when I think of core memories, I think of things that stick in my head that I don't know why. Like for instance, when my sister farted on the carpet and then she got up and there was a stain, but my grandpa spilled coffee there the day before, so it looks like she shit the floor, but she didn't shit the floor. That's a core memory.
That's a solid core memory.
I don't know why that's a core memory, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
That is a solid core memory. For me, I don't know why, but like if I ever smell something that smells like Hamburger Helper, like cheeseburger macaroni, I vividly remember this day when I was growing up in Amarillo. I was in elementary school. It was raining. My mom was, cooking some Hamburger Helper because she did not want to cook for us that day. So some Hamburger Helper. And there was a new Lizzie McGuire episode coming out. And it was, do you remember when Disney Channel would like let you vote on which episode you wanted to watch? And it was the episode that I voted for that was coming out. And so my brother and I were running for the TV. We wanted to catch the episode. But if I even like slightly smell like cheeseburger macaroni Hamburger Helper, instantly transported back to like 8-year-old Jordan, 9-year-old Jordan. I don't remember when that was.
I just had that the other day.
Yeah, did you really? We could have watched Lizzie McGuire.
See, I watched Lizzie McGuire on my own anyways. It's one of my favorites.
Have you seen, by the way, just because it made me think, because she was in Rome for the movie, this like trend with the Roman Empire?
Oh, you go up to random straight guys or something and they're like, what are you thinking about all day at the Roman Empire?
But the embarrassing thing was, so then they started asking every guy in the newsroom this question because they just wanted to see, and I literally watched Gladiator last week. So I was like, yeah, so I did. Like, so I was like, I literally just thought about the Roman Empire last week because I was watching.
You were helping perpetuate this.
Well, to be fair, I was watching Russell Crowe. I wasn't really thinking about the Roman Empire.
Yeah, sure. Oh my gosh. Okay, core memories. I guess that's one that comes to mind. I'm trying to think of one that doesn't involve my sister though. I like yours. Yours was so sentimental. Mine was like, my sister shit on the floor, but on accident.
But the funny ones are good.
Mine are always nasty like that. I don't try to block out everything else from my. I have a memory where my dad threw a taco at me because I didn't want sour cream, and he put it on there, and I said, I'm not gonna eat it. So he threw it at me, and he said, go take a shower. And I thought it was funny as fuck.
That's a core memory?
Yeah.
Is it core memories or is it trauma? Or are they the same thing?
Yes, and therapy helps you embrace that.
It's true.
Some of your most traumatic experiences are your core memories.
It's true. Big advocates of therapy.
Right.
Clearly, whatever you gotta do, take care of your mental health. Let's do that.
I want to think of a good one now that doesn't involve abuse.
Okay, so mine are typically like smells, sounds, feelings. You know what I mean? So there is a song that was in the Garden State soundtrack. Do you remember that movie, Garden State?
I do, but I don't know.
So there was this song. It was by, she now is Imogen Heap because that's her actual real name, but she like was known as Frou Frou back then, and the song was called "Let Go." And if you've ever seen the Garden State or watched the sound or heard the soundtrack, you probably have heard this, or if you had MySpace, you probably heard this at some point. But I vividly remember I got caught in a rainstorm at the pool. And my friends and I all ran home, and I jumped in the shower just to like wash off, and it was like a warm shower, and it just was the most soothing feeling in my entire life. And so when I'm trying to fall asleep when I can't, I try to go to that place like, because I vividly remember how well it felt. And if I ever need to calm down, I will play that song. It's called "Let Go" by Frou Frou.
Let Go by Frou Frou.
Listen to it, preferably in a hot shower.
I'm a big proponent of the hot shower, so I'll take any music selections. Frou Frou though is what I'll remember. I want to find one that's happy.
No. I'll find one that's maybe not so happy, so it balances us out.
I think the happy is good. Funyuns and fake crab meat. Me and my mom used to eat those every time we went to the grocery store together.
Oh, but that's good. That
pretty disgusting.
But no, that's
the
like
reaction on your face was like, that's so bonding, and also what a disgusting combination of fake crab meat and Funyuns.
It's unique. It's unique to you.
You were so sweet to me. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to this blue one here on the bottom. Okay, this one is a random fact to get to know you.
Okay.
Something that people may not know.
So I talked about a little bit that I grew up a gymnast, so
Yes.
I'm actually a 5-time national champion gymnast.
What?
Yeah, I have 5 national titles.
See, I've seen you do dance-offs before with your back flips and your hands.
You've seen me do dance-offs, or you coordinated me getting up there to do dance-offs?
Yes,
it was my 30th birthday, and actually that's a core memory, and it's also trauma, and we do talk about that in therapy. No.
Oh my gosh, 5 times?
Yeah, 5 times.
That is a very fun fact that you should tell more people about.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of fun, to whip out the flip, and people have no idea where that came from.
My fun fact is that when I was a kid, my large intestine digested itself.
What? I actually think
it's a
that's
disease that happens to people over 60 or 65, and it happened to me when I was 5, and it started eating itself, and so I have like my whole large intestine to small intestine valve removed. Yeah.
But you're okay now.
Oh yeah, I'm
okay.
great. Yeah, but it's not supposed to happen when you're a kid.
You're like laughing about this. I'm like, no, I'm genuinely concerned.
This is how the doctor described it to me. So it's the only way I can describe it.
Like Pac-Man.
Yeah, but inside itself. Like if it was Pac-Man was inverted like a pink sock.
Wow, my gosh.
It's so fun.
I love unpacking this trauma with you.
So fun.
Thank you for having me. I think I'm gonna go.
No, thank you.
Just kidding.
Pick our last one.
Okay.
What's speaking to you?
I really like this blue. Oh wait, did you just pick that blue? Let me change it. Let's do purple. Purple's a fun color. Okay.
Wait till you wish you picked blue.
I know. Then okay. Oh, this is gonna be good. I feel like this is gonna be
this one?
advice for your younger self.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say you're perfect just the way you are. That would be the thing.
Yeah.
I felt like everybody's influence on me as a kid made me want to dive into what I didn't think was the way I should be or act or show up. And you're just as beautiful exactly the way you are, no matter what stage of your life you are on, no matter how hard it is at that time or how easy it is. You're meant to be where you are.
Yeah.
And the outside influences don't have to affect you changing for them. You should be just consistently being yourself for yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good advice. I think what it all boils down to is,
my eye.
like, I think I want to change my advice a little bit. I think I just want to simplify it to, you are loved.
You're loved.
Know that you are loved. Like, I think that's if we felt that love, if we just felt like we had that security, that love. Like, just think about the things we could have accomplished.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Think about
the power you'd have inside.
Yes, but we all have the inner child, right? And I think that inner child is traumatized, and I always have to tell myself, "You're loved. You're loved." Especially when I get those mean emails, right? Like, you are loved. Yeah.
That was so nice. Advice for yourselves. That was let's have a just talk. So we're gonna take what we call a lip break.
Okay.
Where we turn the sound off. We're gonna just talk. We can refresh waters, and then we also are given something random in this cooler every episode that we get to do during this break too. So what do we have? We have bags of
Something.
something. Do we have? Oh my God! Do we have string?
Oh yeah, I should.
Do I open this one too?
Yes,
or?
you can open that
okay.
one. I don't know if there is string. Looks like we're making Taylor Swift bracelets.
Friendship bracelets. Perfect.
Yay.
We got beads in here.
Okay, so this is going to be the little break, and we'll be right back. So we made friendship bracelets for Taylor Swift. Yours says Jordan. Mine said "Fist Me, Taylor." However, it fell on the ground because Taylor's spirit said, "I don't
Absolutely
want that."
not. Yeah.
Okay, Jordan. This last segment of the show we're gonna call "Relay You Slay."
Okay.
Okay, and we're gonna get it all set up, and then I'll go through the rules, and we'll play it and see how it goes. Okay, so Relay You Slay, this is how it's going to work. We have 3 different activities, and we're going to be racing each other. I have never done these before. It's my first time doing them. We researched them and thought these would be the most fun. The first one is that we're going to have to take these bamboo sticks, skewer things, use them as chopsticks, and stack all 5 of these rainbow dice or cubes, all 6 of them, on top of each other. Okay. Once that is done, you can just swipe that down and put them on the ground. Okay. The next thing that you're gonna do is once you finish with that, you're gonna go straight to the enema and the M&Ms. You're gonna dump out the M&Ms, and you have to blow.
Okay.
The M&Ms into their color coordinated piles. Okay, so put each of them in their own colors.
Out on the table.
Yep,
Okay.
into each of their colors.
Okay.
Once you put each of them in their colors, you can swipe them off the table, and you're gonna go to your final task.
Okay.
You're gonna take your balloon, and you're gonna blow the balloon up inside. Pull out the cups and stack them in a pyramid.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Wait, like upside. Oh, okay.
Like the way that they just come out.
Okay. Okay.
Without using your hands.
Okay.
The first one to finish all of these tasks is going to win. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, y'all are gonna be here all night.
Okay.
No questions. I'm good to go.
Are we ready to go? On your mark, get set, go. Okay. Relay, you slay.
I shouldn't have done it this way. Okay. Oh shoot. Okay.
Okay, I did that.
You did that already?
Oh! Careful when you knock them out. There's some really rolly ones.
Oh no. Okay. I think I'm like right there.
I guess that's a detour for you.
Okay,
Perfect.
the rolly ones will not stay on the table, so don't worry about them.
I think they're the peanut ones.
The peanut ones won't work.
There's 5 of them, so don't worry
Okay.
about it.
I've never used a douche this way.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're moving that direction.
Don't do the
For
peanut
Halloween,
ones.
I remember when I was in elementary school, I really wanted to be the yellow M&M for Halloween.
Really?
I think I did go to the yellow M&M for Halloween, actually.
Why the yellow one?
I love the color yellow. It's like such a happy color, you know? Like I think it can be mellow, it can be tight. But I think I just thought
douche is hard.
I just thought I'm over here talking about my child. I just want to keep that in there.
Again, don't worry about your peanut M&Ms because mine all fell on the ground.
Well,
You're an overachiever?
we're making it work. Okay, where are we? Okay.
Have you seen that meme where it's like the ballerina song and then the Nicki Minaj song?
Wait, what?
Where it's like, now you see me dancing like a ballerina, and then it goes into a Nicki Minaj song.
Does this count?
That's
Is that good enough?
yeah.
Did you do it? Oh my
But
God.
also, you have to realize like 7 of mine fell on the floor.
Okay. Wait, I'm actually doing that. I'm not.
I know,
not
like
too-
you're almost done.
Okay. Why did I make this one wrong? Okay, that's fine. So, yeah. All right, perfect. Okay, now what do I do?
You do not.
Okay, oh, the balloon.
You do. Yeah, the balloon. You can knock that down.
Okay.
Literally don't. It doesn't.
Just all off. Oh, what do you just do that? Okay. I don't know what. Okay. Oh man, okay. I'm cheating over here. It's fine, it's fine.
Me too.
No, no!
Oh shit. My lipstick.
Oh,
Oh, nice. Okay.
those are neck and neck. Right.
Oh! Okay, I will. Oh no.
This deck.
Mayday. Okay.
No!
Okay.
No! Motherfucker! Oh, we both got it. Yeah.
But I felt
Oh my
like that
God.
was like really close. I was actually surprised.
Yours was so good.
I feel like I was actually surprised that like we did as much as we did because I thought
Oh
that
my
was
gosh.
I thought none of those games were gonna win.
I'm so drooly.
Winner is no one.
The winner is no one,
Okay,
which was
that's
a lot of
fair.
fun.
That's fair. That was
And I've never used a douche that way before. Oh my gosh. Jordan, I had a great time with you today.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. Like I was so nervous about this, but this was so much
It's
fun.
really low key, I promise you.
Yeah.
Where can people find you and where can they watch you?
Well, you can watch me first Monday through Friday. I am on from 4:30 a.m. till 9 a.m. on 9 News. So from 4:30 till 7 a.m. we are on the NBC channel. And then from 7 to 9, we are on KTVD. You can find it in multiple places. You can also easily find me on social media. I'm most active on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I don't really like Twitter, so I won't really engage too much there. Instagram, at Jordan D. Chavez. My middle name is Daniel, so at Jordan D. Chavez.
We'll put all of that information down below so that people can find you, and definitely a link to 9 News so that they can watch you every morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you again so much for coming on and just spending the time with me. It meant more than you know.
No, this means a lot to me. This was so fun, and you are incredible. The environment you create here and the comforting culture. Like, this could have been really scary, but it was great.
Thank you. See, it's not that scary. Tune in next time to see who I have as a guest for the Horse Lounge, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
I'm an inattentional whore. Can't help it, bitch. I'm an inattentional whore.